Welcome back to Sticks Tricks. I am Sticks. Today doing a walkthrough video on the TFT dash on a Aprilia Tuareg 660. This is a 2022 model, but it should apply to any of the other years. This is coming to you from an abandoned road in New Hampshire. So beautiful place to be, beautiful place to explore. So let's get into the dash. My purpose of this video is just to walk through all the settings and functions of it and how the controls work on the bars, and just help you learn maybe a bit faster than I did. I know at first I was pretty overwhelmed with all the adjustability that this bike has. So without further ado, let's get into the walkthrough. Okay, let's go over the controls on the handlebars here. On the throttle side, we have our kill switch, push to start button. This button down here for the thumb, that's the rider mode button. You can switch rider modes on the fly. That's what you use to toggle through those. And then this button up here is for your headlight and DRL. So this, same thing on the fly, this will switch between your low beam and your DRL. The DRL, daytime running light, is always on, but it dims when the low beam comes on. So you can switch to just have the DRL on at a high brightness and no low beam on. And then if you have factory fog lights installed, I believe you would push and hold this, and that would turn those on and off. Now on the clutch side of the bike here, we have the control panel with the arrows to navigate the menu. We'll get into that once we turn on the dash here. We have the blinkers, the horn, and then this control up here is for your cruise control, and it doubles as the on-the-fly switching for the traction control. So with the cruise control, you would pull it over to the left, hold it for a second, and it'll turn on the dash. And then you would just press it over one more time to set your speed. And then obviously you can bump your speed up and down. And then when cruise control is not active, you can just bump this up and down to change your traction control settings on the fly, which I'll show on the screen. It's pretty awesome. Not a lot of bikes offer that. And then the high beams on the back here. So you pull it back to flash and then push it forward to turn them on, pull it back to the original position to turn it off. So that's a very quick rundown on the controls on the bars. And now let's get into the dash itself. Okay, let's turn this dash on and see what it's all about. Has a nice startup graphic there. First off, the ABS and the traction control light that are flashing, those will turn off once the bike starts rolling away. Once you start driving off, those have to do a self-check every time you start it, and then they'll be off for the remainder of the ride, as well as that check engine light, same thing there. The green headlight symbol, that means your daytime running light is on at full brightness with no low beam. If you use the switch here for the headlight, you can see that goes off, and now your low beam will be on with a dimmed daytime running light. I personally like the daytime running light at full brightness with no low beam during the day. I think it looks great, and it's very noticeable to people on the road. The menus here, going over the information. This is your current gear you're in. This little symbol next to it means your kickstand is down. The individual, that is your riding mode. So you switch your riding modes on the fly with that button I showed you in the beginning. So there's Explore, Urban, Off-Road, and then Individual. We'll go over those in a minute here. You have your current fuel level, your engine temperature. This little wrench that's on means it's due for service. I did my first service myself. I just haven't been to the dealer to have them reset that yet, as currently there's no aftermarket software or apps that will do that, so you can do that yourself. You have the temperature outside and then the current time. I love that this bike has a temperature readout on it. It's just information I like knowing. And then your current riding information on the left here, this is where you use your control panel to scroll up and down. So you have your average fuel, your average speed, your max speed, that's for better or for the worse, your current ride time, current trip, the odometer, and then the ATC is the traction control. It's Aprilia traction control. This is where on the fly you can use the cruise control switch and bump it up or down. So it has 4 settings, and when you're at 1, if you hold the switch back like this, it turns traction control fully off, and you can do that on the fly. which is awesome. And then to turn it back on, you just bump it forward and it turns it back on. And a note as well, you don't have to go to this readout. You can be on your trip, and if you just use your cruise control to adjust the traction control, it just goes to it for you. So you can do this at any time. It'll automatically show you what setting you have it on. You have your current fuel mileage, your average fuel, and then back to, you know, average speed, max speed. So this is trip A. You can see the A at the bottom here. If you just bump the right arrow, it goes to your trip B. So all this I have not reset, like, since I bought the bike. So all this, you know, is from, you know, 860 miles worth of what I have on it. And then going back to trip A, you just hit that right arrow again. This I reset every time I fuel the bike up, so I can see, you know, my current trip on the tank, and so on and so forth. So now getting into the actual settings and the menus, you have to be, you know, at a stop like I am now. So what you do is you hold right on this arrow. You hold the right arrow down, sorry. And this goes into all of your settings here. So we have the riding mode settings, the service, dashboard settings, display settings, vehicle settings, back to riding mode. So the service setting, this is more for the dealer. This shows like your current software level and such. And then you can also change your user code, which the user code is if the key, the transponder and the key malfunctioned, or the reader on the bike in the ignition malfunctioned. So you would need to enter in the code to start the bike, so it bypasses that transponder, like the RFID chip or however it works in the key. So you can change that to a code only you know. You can change it to like the last digits of the VIN. And then there is code recovery at the top there. And I believe that is for, obviously, if you forgot the code. And I think you need both keys to the bike, so it knows you have both keys with the transponders in them, and then it will tell you. I believe that's how it works, if I'm not mistaken. I've never done it. Dashboard, so we go over here to change the clock settings, the units you want to use for all your readings, and then obviously language. We go up to display. I have it on auto right now, but you can change it to the day mode permanently or the night mode permanently. The night mode is cool. It makes a black backdrop with white lettering, so I'll leave it on the night mode for now, actually, so you can see that once we go back. And then the backlight, this is just your brightness of the screen. So vehicle calibration here, I believe this is for if you get like new tires on it that are a slightly different size, it'll recalibrate like the sensors, the ABS sensors, and its readings for, you know, the assist systems on it. The shift light, there's a little red light at the top left here that will flash at you, you know, as a shift light. You can set that to whatever you want. I have it at 9,000, so then I, you know, don't see it that often. And I know if it flashes, I really need to shift. The emergency brake, this is like a European function. If you slam on the brakes, it flashes your rear hazards. I just left it on. I think it's cool. I like the European features this bike gets. And the headlamp mode, so you can have it on manual, so you manually will turn the low beam on and off. Auto, so it does it itself. I just leave it in auto. And emergency mode, I read about that. I forget exactly what that does, but I'll try to pop it up on the screen, a little description with a freeze frame or something if you're interested. So I'll turn that back to auto. So now back to the beginning, riding mode. So the Urban and Explorer, these, they don't really have any adjustability. The Urban's like a very kind of soft, almost like a rain riding mode. You know, the throttle's very soft, and the traction control and everything's as like aggressive as it gets. Explorer is a little more lively with it, a little better throttle response, less setting on the traction control. So what I use mainly is off-road and individual. So individual, I use on-road, and off-road, that's self-explanatory. I change it to off-road when I'm off-road. So with the individual here, I'm going to go through what these stand for and what they do. So ATC, that's Aprilia Traction Control. I already went through kind of the settings on the fly, but you can change them in here, although I always change them on the fly. So I always ride it in one. It lets you power wheelie and get the front tire up over stuff if you need to, but it won't let you loop out. It's a really nice setting, honestly, on one. The ABS, so this has 2 settings. So 2 is fully on, and 1 is what the off-road mode defaults to. That disables rear ABS, and keeps the front on. So for the road, obviously, I want everything on. So this is Aprilia engine braking. So the engine braking, there's 3 settings. It's really cool, the difference it makes with these settings. You know, when it's on 1, the most aggressive, you almost barely have to brake. It's very aggressive. I just have it in the middle, you know, as kind of a sweet spot. That's just what I've been liking right now. And this is the Aprilia engine map. It doesn't change the power of the bike or the tune on it. This is just how sensitive the throttle is. So on 1 is the most aggressive. So like you snap the throttle and the front comes up, very abrupt. When it's on 3, this is what that urban mode is in. It's just very soft, and you know, the throttle response just isn't there. It is very smooth and very soft if that's what you like, but I just leave that on 1. You know, I can, if I want to be smooth with it, I'm just gonna use my wrist correctly. And then there is a reset function to reset all these to the factory if you want a new start. So now the off-road mode, all the same settings here. I just have it so it automatically turns traction control off, and then ABS on 1 here, so it disables the rear ABS. And then I have the engine braking just at 2 in the middle, and then the throttle, the Aprilia engine map, so the throttle response just on, you know, the most aggressive. And by the way, to move through these menus, you hit the right arrow to go over into them, and then to adjust the numbers, you just keep hitting the right arrow, and it cycles through. So of course I'm in a non-adjustable mode. So I go into individual here, and you can see I just keep hitting this right arrow. I had to kind of train my brain to learn this, because I always kept trying to use it differently, and it just isn't. This is what it's designed to do. And then to go back, you hit the left kind of arrow block, just back right there. That's what it does to go back out of it. So these are all your modes. You know, to back out of this, same thing, hit that left kind of arrow. This is the night mode. I really like this. I mostly use it. And a feature I forgot, or a way to clear the trip I forgot to mention, when you're just in the menu here, like your normal riding menu with the sorry, my brain's going blank, with the different readings here, you would just hold this back button, and that would reset your current trip. So that would reset, you know, your all your information here. So I do that every fill up. Like I said, you just hold this back button while in the normal menu. So that's really all there is to it. If I missed anything, I'm sorry. If I was incorrect about something, I apologize. But yeah, I love this bike. If people are interested in seeing maybe my take on it, my review of it, maybe I could make that happen. But I figured I'd just go through this dashboard. It's really intuitive, really cool, really awesome to use with those, you know, on the fly switching. And you know, this bike's it's a blast for what it is. So, but yeah, thanks for watching. I hope this helped you in some way. If you have any questions, you know, please leave them below. Subscribing helps as well. Just get my motivation up to keep making these fun videos in my spare time. And yeah, I hope you have a good rest of your day.